Hello and welcome to the latest Progress Wrestling Hype Show. And today we're going to be hyping up G Munny's Daft Lad Emporium, March the 7th from the Dome in Tufnell Park. And joined as always by Mike Angus, my good friend, my co-host. How you doing? Just come back from the gym, I understand. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I was in the gym and I got a phone call from Gene Munny, who's very excited to be coming on today and speaking to us about Gene Munny's Daft Lad Emporium. But John, as I was just going to tell you before he comes on, I did speak to him briefly before, and he did sound worried. When I say worried, I mean
Mike,
worried with a capital W, all the letters.
He's here.
Oh,
yeah.
Hello.
Hey!
How are we doing, lads? Are we well?
Yes,
we are
Gene.
good.
The damn dirty dog is in the house.
Oh, hey, it's me. It's G Munny. You know, the most prestigious champion in British wrestling today. And that's nice, isn't it? What's also nice is we're here live talking to you boys. We'll check him.
There we go. We're going to be talking about this, Mr. Munny and Mad Dog.
Look at that.
G Munny's Daft Lad Emporium. It's a show about a wrestling show. March the 7th, the Dome, Tufnell Park. And we can't wait to highlight some of the matches and some of the Daft Lads that are going to be part of this show in just a few days' time. But Mr. Munny, great to have you on board. But I'm interested to know, and I'm sure Mike is as well, tell us a little bit about it. What's the concept for this? Because it's not any ordinary wrestling show, is it?
No, not at all. So I love wrestling storytelling, John. It's like it's what got me into this industry, like telling a good story. And I've been looking at all the shows out there, and they're all brilliant. And there's some fantastic shows. There's some not fantastic shows. But one thing that no one's doing right now is a show where the show is the story. Now, don't get me wrong. Every single match that is going to be on this show next Tuesday at Tufnell Park, the Dome, every match that's on there is going to be absolutely fantastic. Like whether you're a diehard wrestling fan, a cheeky little casual, or you have never seen anything of, man grappling before, like this is the show for you. So I'm very excited to bring this little stupid brainchild to life. And so I got a big shout out for Progress. They're kind of up my arse right now trying to find out how tickets are going and everything like that. And we'll leave that for Tuesday. But other than that, everything's going, let's just say, swimmingly for argument's sake.
Absolutely. And Gene alluded to it there. You can get tickets still on sale for Gene Munny's Daft Lad Emporium from the Dome, Tufnell Park. Just go to progresswrestling.com/tickets. You can get your ticket or tickets there. And like I say, you're going to want to be a part of this show next Tuesday, March the 7th. But Gene, I'm interested to know kind of how did this kind of idea of Gene Munny's Daft Lad Emporium first come to you? I mean, did you wake up in a cold kind of sweat one night thinking, I've got a concept that will change the world here, that will change the landscape of professional wrestling?
I don't think it's going to change the world.
What?
I know, right? There's one segment in it where we solve world hunger, but we've taken that out for time. No, it's more of the case of I had this idea back in 2020, like pre-pandemic, of running a show. Like I used to run shows a few years back, but it was family show and they were great. They were a lot of fun. I had a lot of sellouts, but I wanted to run something different. Like I've always loved the different style of wrestling. I was fortunate enough to work a lot with Schadenfreude and friends in Manchester before the pandemic when they were having wild shows. Them lads sold out shows in 70 seconds and everyone was like, oh, I didn't get a ticket, I'm miserable. And it was like, yeah, well, you should have been quicker. Like I was fortunate enough to be able to tell some really daft stories there with them guys. And I thought, I've got an idea for something different. I've got something up my sleeve for something a bit, I don't know, juicier. So I came up with this idea. The original concept was to have it in a drive-in cinema, and I was going to have like all of the cars light up the ring. There's some really cool ideas in place, but pandemic and all that gubbins meant we didn't quite get it to happen. So it's just been festering in my head, and it's been changing and changing. And here we are. I pitched the idea to Progress. Don't know why, but they said yes. And it's time to run a Daft Lad Emporium next Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, I've never put on a wrestling show, Gene, but there must be some challenges, some stumbling blocks along the way. How prepared are you for next Tuesday?
I mean, do you want the real answer, or would you like me to lie and have a great time right now?
Give us
Because
an answer.
yes, I don't know. No, like every person on this card is there for a reason, and they all seem to be happy to be there. So I can't argue with that. There is some talent I wanted that we couldn't have due to reasons here and there. At the end of the day, this isn't coming out of my pocket, so who am I to say no to some of the changes? But that's fine. Like, I've got a really good card that I'm happy with. Everyone on the show is going to be fantastic at what they do. In regards to everything else, yeah, just caking my pants right now. It's there are a lot of stumbling blocks, and we keep stumbling. Like, yeah, we'll see what happens, you know.
But as the old TV show used to tell us, it'll be all right on the night, Gene. It'll be all
And if
right on
it's
the night.
not, then I will sue that television show for lying.
There we go. Mike, anything you want to ask Gene?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it so much. I know Gene has got such a great creative mind in professional wrestling. I've seen so many different things that he's done. Obviously, he's booked. One interesting one that I was really intrigued by was the fact that he's booked Irie, because the match that those guys had earlier on in the year, well, in fact, last year was an absolute banger, and it was brutal. So I was surprised you brought him back after the beating he gave you, Gene.
One, it was Birmingham. Two, he did give me a big ass beating. He lariated me out of my boots, and as someone who likes to throw the right arm occasionally, I kind of get that sympathy for everyone I've hit in my life. Irie is the man, and that's why he's here. It's not just because he's on WXW the weekend after, and it makes sense travel wise. Irie, he's fantastic, isn't he? And then with Arbe as well, like it's going to be an absolute sensational match. There you go. There's a match graphic. Look at it, and buy a ticket. Wow. Yeah, like I don't know what I can say more about that match, without giving anything away, really. But it's going to be beautiful, I'm sure.
It really is. And let's have a look at some of the other matches that have been announced.
Yeah, let's do it.
And how about this one here? Callum Newman, Jack Bandicoot, Leon Slater, three of the finest young individuals on the UK scene. Obviously,
well, that's it. I mean, like
Jack Bandicoot from Crash Boat up north, of course, and
yeah,
we've just recently seen Callum and Leon in the ballroom. But those three in the ring, Gene Munny's Daft Emporium. That's going to be a great way to kick things off.
Yeah, those three lads are opening the show, and I can't wait for them to do as such. Like Newman on a Sunday wrestling Nick Wayne in an absolute belter of an opening match. Honestly, that was probably one of the best opening matches Progress has ever been. And yeah, he's fantastic. He's brilliant. And Leon Slater, I don't think anyone really needs to say how amazing that guy is doing. Just look at the trajectory he's been on for the last 365, Guy's incredible. And Bandy's amazing. And he just hasn't had that opportunity, like down south at least, to do something and show the world what he can do. And the fact is, he can do some real cool shit. So I think we're opening the show in the best way possible.
Oh, 100%. And somebody that Mike knows very well that's going to be part of this show. And you might be able to add a little bit of insight here as well, Gene. But we got Dean Allmark, king of the camp show, open challenge. So I don't know how much you can give away here, but Dean, one of the finest minds and most gifted technical wrestlers in the world today. And he's going to be a Daft lad on March the 7th.
Yeah, Dean Allmark's he's the man, isn't he? There's no other way of putting it. He's fantastic, but from his pleathers to everything, the guy exudes camp show wrestling. I was like, as a kid, we didn't have much of that growing up, but we got to go to the camp show wrestling a bit, and I loved it as a kid. And I don't think we've had that kind of style of wrestling match at Progress. Let's face it, I love the Progress crowd, but I'm sure a lot of them in their heads know what wrestling is, and at least they think they do. And I kind of want to tip that all on its head of what wrestling can be and entertain, people with what they wouldn't expect.
Yeah, Mike, I know you know Dean very well. He must be looking forward to being a Daft lad from the Dome in Tufnell Park next Tuesday.
Well, exactly. I'm sure he will. And, Dean was one of the first guys off the British scene who I actually saw wrestle as well. I went to a show. It must have been in the Liverpool Empire in about 2001, maybe even 2000. And Dean had just started his career then. It was a show that had people like Yokozuna, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Marty Jannetty on in the Empire there. And Dean was, he was Extreme Dean at the time. And, he's had a great career in British wrestling, one of the best trainers around. And, really looking forward to seeing this one. King of the Camp show, he knows exactly what he's doing in that sort of format of wrestling. And
Absolutely.
And, whoever's going to take him on is going to be potentially in big, big trouble. There's tickets still available. Gene has worked so hard on this show, and it's a real passion play for him. So I just can't wait to see what happens. It's something so special. You could arguably say that Bestie and Lee have put so much faith in you, Gene. I just hope it all pays off, and it's going to be an amazing night for you. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it, and I hope there's no issues and nothing goes wrong on the night. As John has said, it's
well, if this call's been anything to go by, then I'm worried. I'm not going to lie, but fingers crossed that everything goes a lot smoother on Tuesday.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
John's editing is exemplary, Gene. You would never know any of the things.
You'd never know that I'm in a different room with a different wall behind me now.
That's right. And what about this one, gents? Two of the finest workers in the UK right now, two of the best characters. Danny Luna, one of the strongest pro wrestlers in the UK, going up against the host of the Nina Samuels show, Nina Samuels. But they're both Daft lads. March the 7th from the Dome. Gene, that's going to be a fantastic match as part of this show about a wrestling show.
How can you talk to me when Mad Dog's got that on his face?
Anything could happen. Anything
Terrifying.
could happen. Anyone could show up.
Terrifying. You looked like Spike Gervais last Sunday. I was a little behind the curtain. I was backstage on Sunday, and I saw Spike Gervais walk through the changing room in the full Cara Noir makeup, and I just burst out laughing because I did not expect it. It's like when you see a bare bum that you weren't expecting. It's just funny. And I'm sure it wasn't the reaction he wanted, but I just burst out laughing and told him he looked like a powdered testicle. But anyway, yeah, Danny Luna's fantastic. I've been working with her a couple of times now. John has got the giggles. I've been working with her a couple of times now at the Modern Nomad shows. She's fantastic. She's brilliant. And Nina Samuels, what a bitch. But she's great. Big fan of Nina, always have been. We came up in the same training school together, so big fan of Nina. Not her attitude, but her wrestling. 10 points. Girl deserves more than what she gets in wrestling. Like, she's fantastic. So looking forward to this.
Yeah. And then we got this one here. Quite an intriguing match. Kid Lycos 2 going up against a legendary international luchador. Gene, you're going to have to fill us in here, mate. What's going on, and who might we see as the legendary international luchador, dare I say?
Well, we've put all the contracts together now. I might have used a bit too much of Bestie's and Lee's money to do this, so you may have to bleep this if we can't use it for legal reasons, Johners. But it's...
Oh, wow. I've always wanted to see him wrestle in the Progress ring, and it's going to happen. Mike, quite a reveal there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredible. Like, the fact we've been able to get him whilst he's still where he is, what he's doing, the fact, this guy's one of the biggest luchadors in the world. Like, it's incredible. Like, I don't know how I've managed to pull this one off, but I'm really, really excited about it.
It may or may not be. Mike, you must be looking forward to this one. I know you're a fan of luchador wrestling, and Kid Lycos 2, a tremendous talent. That's going to be fun in Tufnell Park.
Definitely will be. And Kid Lycos 2 had such an amazing match in Manchester just the other week against Luke Jacobs. And obviously, the gentleman Gene's just alluded to, he's had some cracking matches in the past. The one against Dean Malenko at Halloween Havoc always stands out as a pretty special match. And
one of my favourites.
Obviously, WrestleMania 22. Yeah, looking forward to it. And always puts on a great show. Numerous times I've seen him live, and always a talent. So looking forward to seeing what happens in the Dome, Tufnell Park, Tuesday night. It's going to be crazy, wild stuff. I hadn't anticipated that was who it's going to be. So a real great surprise. Well done, Gene, pulling that off. Amazing.
Hell of a coup. Yeah. Wonderful.
It's all right. For legal reasons, you might have to go back and edit that and beep out all the times we said his name. But
we'll see how good my editing skills are for sure. But what about this one here? This is the final match that's actually been announced for the evening. And Warren Banks versus Omari, two incredible talents. That's going to be a great match in itself as part of this show about a wrestling show. But I'd say that's going to be interesting to see how that weaves into the fabric of the evening on March the 7th.
Well, that's it. I mean, like, Omari, fantastic wrestler. He's OTT champ at the moment. He's bloody brilliant at what he does. Warren Banks, I mean, he's coming off a loss right now. But other than that, he's tremendous. He's, he's one of my mates. I think that's pretty clear. Of course, I'm going to have on my show. But, he's bloody good as well. These two kicked off Everything Pattern back in 2019 when it was hosted with, obviously Roy Johnson and Wrestling Resurgence. That was fantastic. But 3 and a bit years have gone since then, and these lads are complete different units now. So looking forward to seeing what happens.
Absolutely. And some of the other
It's a selfish match. It's a selfish match. I want to watch it.
Want to rerun the fun.
Yeah, and some of the other Daft lads involved, Gene. Obviously, you've got LJ Cleary.
LJ Cleary's fantastic, underutilized talent. Like, last year alone, he wrestled Pac on AEW for the All Atlantic Championship. He's wrestled Matt Cardona in what Matt Cardona called one of his favorite matches over the last 10 years. Like, LJ Cleary is an absolute superstar, and I think he needs to be over here a lot more.
Yeah, and he wrestled yourself for the G Money Championship in Cardiff.
First ever defense of the G Money Championship, and he got his head kicked in.
The most prestigious championship in British wrestling.
Right,
let's not forget. Obviously, Full Metal Lycos, Kid Lycos will be part of G Money's Daft Lad Emporium. Looks like another tremendous talent there, Gene.
Oh, fantastic talent. What can I not say about Kid Lycos? The boy's incredible. Just the absolute pharaoh of shithousery. He's fantastic. He's lived in these kind of environments in wrestling for a long time, and to see him be able to do it, like the last time he was at the Dome was in his match against Chris Brooks, and I don't care what that Progress video said, that was the best match of the year, hands down for me. Like, they say that, if you've they say on the the blue pill tablets, if you've got an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours, you need to consult medical attention. I needed to consult medical attention after that match because it was so good. So good. Fantastic.
And then we got Session Moth Martina.
Didn't really agree to this. Didn't really agree to her being there, but she's there.
Sorry,
don't know what she's doing. Not happy with her, but she's there.
There we go. Moving on. How about man like Darius?
How about man like Darius?
Star-making performance on Sunday in the Ballroom. He's going to be part of your show on March the 7th from the Dome.
Yeah, so Darius is Darius. I'm sure he'll be selling merch. What else he's doing is is what Tuesday's about. Huh?
Probably be on fire.
Well, that's why we've got extra water backstage, just in case that does happen. Darius is probably one of the most combustible wrestlers in British wrestling at the moment. So we've had to get the whole safety marshal around, and it's a whole thing when booking Darius. Like, it's just flammability is ridiculous. Walking through that curtain, he's an insurance claim waiting to happen. But he will be there, as well as, and I'm sure you've got it linked up, his 0121 partner, Driller Dan Maloney. Boom, look at that segue.
There you go. I'm a pro, Gene. I'm a pro. But great to see Driller. Looks like he's had a fantastic 2023 already in the Progress Ring. And what do you expect from the Driller on March the 7th?
Yeah, Dan Maloney, the most intense-looking wrestler in British wrestling, probably. The most believable man to give you a head kicking I think there is right now. I expect him to drop people on their heads, and that's why I booked him. He's, he's the head dropper, that boy. He'll put you on the floor.
Absolutely.
The super fight soldier.
Yeah, and then the final lad to be announced, Millie McKenzie, of course.
Oh, who can forget Millie McKenzie?
yeah,
Fantastic wrestler, doing incredible things, dafter than you'd think. Like, it's fantastic that this lass has wrestled in Japan. She's wrestled in America. She's wrestled on the telly for WWE. And now, well, she's doing my show. So the pinnacle of sports is coming on Tuesday.
Absolutely. But Mike, have you got any final questions for G Money?
Oh, you know what? I'm so excited for the show. It is going to be amazing. And I know somebody mentioned we had a few gremlins backstage at the show at Chapter 150, but hopefully Millie will be the only gremlin backstage at James' show.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, looking forward to it so much. It's going to be great. Be great to see Bandicoot down. Obviously, I've ring announced for Bandicoot for about 5 years now. Great stuff with his tag team partner as well in Crash Boat. So looking forward to seeing him getting the exposure he deserves on Gene's show. Dean Allmark's back. And you spoke about Driller Dan Maloney. You know, what a wrestler. And he's only just had a massive match this weekend at Chapter 150, which you can watch back on Saturday this week from 5 o'clock. Demand Progress. It'll be on there this week, and make sure to check that out. And I'm sure you'll get to see a little bit of Gene Munny, who took over the show for a little bit at the weekend.
I did, yeah. Just when everyone was wanting to go for a wee and a drink, I was like, no, forget your bodily functions. It's time for me to talk. And what I spoke about is that you see that link on my, there we go. Yeah, that's bit.ly/Gene Emporium. You can get tickets there, and you can get tickets for probably the most memorable wrestling show you're going to go to this year. And like, I say that not as a, oh, look at me, I'm being all biased because I'm running a show and I'm definitely not terrified that it's not going to go well. No, this is me saying straight up, this is going to be one of the most memorable wrestling shows that's been put on. And, you know, that's quite a big claim, and I'm going to stick with it because as much as I like to cock about and muck about, I forgot what I was going to say there, but as much as I like to just cock about, it's I have put a bloody lot of work into this, and I'm really happy to see this become something real on Tuesday, March the 7th.
Yeah, we wish you all the best. I know it's going to be a fantastic show about a wrestling show. But Mike, we'll see you there, of course. G Money, thank you for so much for coming on the Progress Hype Show. And we wish you nothing but the best for March the 7th from the Dome in Tufnell Park. Say it's bit.ly/Gene Emporium, or just go to progresswrestling.com/tickets. Transport you to the Dice FM app where you can get your ticket or tickets today. Don't miss out. You'll regret it if you do. But Mike, thank you very much for coming on the Hype Show once again. And G Money, best of luck. We look forward to seeing you at the Dome on March the 7th.
See you Tuesday, guys. It's going to be something.
Cannot wait.
Oh, hey, it's me, it's G Money. You know, the most prestigious champion in British wrestling today. And I'm here with Millie McKenzie, literally just before she goes out for a match. Literally, we're in gorilla position right now. Lizzie Evo's behind me, but ignore that bit. What, do you know what you're doing on my show yet?
No.
It's going to be good though, isn't it?
I am very excited, I am.
It's going to be good though, yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Doris, great match with Leo Rush. Tell him how great my show's going to be.
Yo, first of all, Leo Rush is the man, bro.
Nah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about my show.
Fucking hell, G. I'm allowed to swear on this.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yo, the show's gonna be wicked, innit? You ain't boxed me, bro. What am I doing? You didn't tell me what I'm doing, man. This show's already going shit a little bit. You ain't told me what I'm doing.
Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Bye, Doris. Hey, Leo Rush is there. Right, bye.